Hi friends, it's another week, another crazy cool lesson from this old lady. Not really. I've had quite a week. I haven't really been doing very much. I haven't been very positive, and I had started my week with an idea of what I was going to kind of learn about this week and research, and then maybe share some of those learnings, but it just kept going around and around. And what I wanted to start out with was, how are you doing? How are your New Year's resolutions coming along? I had created a vision board 2 months ago now, and I was ready to check in and sort of say, how are we doing? Are we on track? And surprisingly, I had achieved most everything on the board except the places I wanted to visit, because all I wanted at the beginning of the year was to just be confident in myself and be able to trust that I could make a good damn decision. And I feel like I got there, and I'm doing well in that. But as I started to continue on the journey, it was like, okay, now I have to come up with an actual plan of what I'm actually going to physically do with myself in the future. And as I tried to visualize that, I'm just blank. I have no confidence in myself, or I don't really even know what I'm good at or what I like to do or anything like that. So here I decided to do a little exercise, and I've gone around and I'm going to ask people, what am I good at? And let's see what they come up with. And maybe there'll be some message there that gives me an idea of what I'm good at. And feel free to leave a comment if you know me and you have any idea what I'm good at, because I am pulling a blank on this one, and I just need to do something to be creative and get something going that I can feel good about. And while I have you here, look at the, I don't know if you can see, darn it, you can't see it on the camera, but we have the most beautiful blue sky, but with these big bubbly white clouds, and it's just giving me Simpsons vibes, the Simpsons. I can't not hear that soundtrack anytime I see it. So that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna go and ask questions and see where that gets me. What am I good at?
Designing.
Yeah, fashion.
Empathy.
Advice.
Awesome, thanks guys.
They just already said two of the ones I first thought of. I think you've got style. You're good at style, but not just your own. Like in terms of relating it to other people, you can see other people's style as well, which goes into design in every way.
Awesome, thanks. All right, Curtis, what's something that I'm good at?
I think you're good at looking at things that people do well, and letting them know how good they are at that. And I also think you're really good at finding ways to try and make other people happy around you.
Oh, those are awesome, thanks.
You have such a good eye for design, whether it's with clothing or with your home and space, like both with patterns and textures. You have a really creative eye, and you live your life with that creativity. It makes it for an environment that is full of love and acceptance, and a lot of great area for people to develop.
Awesome, thank you. Hey Sebastian, what's something that I'm good at?
Perspective drawing and design.
Wow.
And standing up for others.
Yeah, awesome, thank you. Hey Rossi, what am I good at? Look at the leg. All right, I am here with my awesome therapist, who I've already talked too much about. But Kristen, tell me, what do you think I'm good at?
I think that you are very creative, and I think you're an excellent planner, and I think you're very good at being real, not only in kind of how you present yourself to the world, but also in seeing what's real in other people. And I think it's one of your biggest strengths.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
In full transparency, it was really hard to have people just feed you back stuff. It feels like you're getting your ego rubbed, but it's actually very encouraging. So it's not a bad exercise for people to try out. But yeah, I continued. I asked a couple more people, and then the other people I sent messages and they sent me back text. So I'll just throw in some screenshots. Once I got all of the information and feedback from people, I put everything sort of on a post-it note, and then I've put them in categories of somewhat. So on one end I've got, you know, design, creative, perspective drawing, fashion style, that kind of thing. On the sort of practical skills I have, I went with planner, organized. I also realized that I've got just some legit mum skills that a lot of people don't have anymore, and those are things I could share. You know, I had to make chicken noodle soup from scratch, you know, in 20 minutes. Anyway, just random things that I learned as a kid, that some of those skills have been lost, so I thought, you know, that might be helpful. But on my other two categories that really got filled up, they really talked a bit more to my personality type and how I like to help people, and that's sort of where my real passion lies. I am resilient. Someone said I was optimistic, and I thought, I don't know that I'm optimistic, but I am unconditional when it comes to love. You don't have to be a certain way for me to love you. I'm a Taurus, so, you know, fuck me over, and that's the end of that game. But if you don't, I got your back forever. I can roll with things. I'm very sort of easygoing in that regard. I am very kind and loving. I feel like I try really hard to lift up other people as I become more and more aware of how much struggle there is out there. And I am pretty good at discerning between people who are being real with me and people who are full of shit. So I don't know if that's something you can teach, but definitely there's some things in here for me to think about. So I encourage you this week to just ask your friends, ask your co-workers, anyone that's known you more than 5 minutes, you know, what am I good at? I wish I'd got a little bit more on the sort of practical things. What do people see, like, practically I'm good at? But I do think in the future I do lean towards a life of service anyway. And in what area can I do that? I'm not sure yet. But there you go. This week I encourage you to do it. Ask people what you're good at, and make yourself a little happy book, so when you're not feeling great, you got all these little messages from your friends that tell you they love you and that you're awesome, and that can lift you back out of your funk. So that's this week. See you next Friday.